Hello traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the week ahead video for December 20th, 2020. First and foremost, I want to say happy holidays to everybody here. Whether you celebrate Christmas or you celebrate Hanukkah or you celebrate any other holiday, this is the holiday season. So happy holidays to you. I myself celebrate Christmas. So for those of you that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's coming up this next week. Because of that, we're going to have a fairly quiet week. Well, illiquid week. Could be quiet, could be explosive. So before I get into that and what we're really looking at going into this next week, let me just say, if you haven't tried out ForexAnalytix, this is the perfect time to try it. The reason why I say that is because we are going to have a New Year's special where we discount our prices significantly. So if you want to take advantage of the discounted prices at the beginning of the year, this is the perfect time to try ForexAnalytix because it's only $1 and you can't take a trial when we're offering the discounts. So let me say that again. You cannot take a trial of ForexAnalytix when we are offering our steep discounted prices at the beginning of the year. That's why right now is the perfect time to take advantage for $1. Try out the premium package of ForexAnalytix, even if you decide to take the light version, which is $19 per month. But you get to try out the premium version and try it out for, kind of evaluate, see, even though the chat rooms are going to be very light because just, a lot of people are gone, but it doesn't matter. You can actually see all the functionality and what the entire program is about and what we do. And then you can take advantage of the pricing discount at the beginning of the year. So I hope you join the ForexAnalytix family. And for those of you that are part of the ForexAnalytix family, thank you for your continued support all these years. We appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about a few things. First of all, we are pushing up against some pretty key resistance here. I was taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's near its highs. I mean, we are within striking distance of the 127% extension of the all-time, last big move lower. That's 127% extension. Oh, I'm sorry. It was from the three-year consolidation. So this is where I expected us to be at the end of first quarter in 2021. But here we are. So who knows where Bitcoin's going? Probably a lot higher than where we're at. It's an explosive move. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is what's happened with the S&P. So we are close to, we are basically at the let's talk about 127% extensions. This is the COVID move lower. We are at 127% extension of the COVID move lower. So that comes in at 37.30. It's amazing because you can see what fiscal support from a government and monetary support from a central bank put together. It really doesn't matter what else is happening in the economy, stocks will go higher. And that's a pure evidence of that over the course of the last 7 or 8 months. So my expectations have been that we are going to explode higher towards the 161% extension. That move could quite possibly take place for the next few weeks as we head into, Santa Claus rally, so on and so forth. There are some things that could derail the market, but let me talk about a couple of things. We continue to have vaccines that are coming to the market and getting approval. I think Moderna did on Friday. Also, one of the things that I think will improve risk appetite. I mean, it's going to just continue. How about that? I say improve. Why? It's not like it hasn't been improved. But we have banks are allowed to do some buybacks. So JP Morgan and I believe Goldman Sachs jumped on that bandwagon on Friday afternoon. They announced buybacks. That's just going to improve risk appetite or continue risk appetite. Should be higher going into this next week. So with currencies, what's that do for currencies? Well, that probably puts the dollar down at this, this is 161% extension of, let me show you. COVID spike higher, 161% extension. The market is very aggressively short the dollar. So can the dollar continue lower? It sure can. But you got to start being prepared for a possible, snapback rally, and short squeezes, especially markets that are really short, squeezes could be aggressive. So just be careful. I don't think it's that's gonna transpire right now, but it's just something that we need to be on the lookout over the next couple of weeks. Really, horizontal support coming in from the 2018 lows will come in around 88 and a quarter. So there's the potential over the next week or two that we might find some support in this area, from the 89.50 to 88 level in the dollar index. But think about where that puts the euro. The euro is at the 161% extension of the summer consolidation. Flag pattern really still points to 125, just so you guys know. Oops, shoot, I didn't mean to grab that. I grabbed the wrong thing. There we go. Flag, really? That extension goes to 128, excuse me. So that's if it's playing out like that. I think it eventually will. Doesn't mean we're going there tomorrow. It means, probably sometime in 2021, we're heading up in that direction. Read the blog post, our 2021 projections for ForexAnalytix, the team. It should be out this weekend. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. But if you're just on ForexAnalytix.com, go to where it says blog. Where are we at? Blog right here. And you can always see the chart of the day, the 2021 forecast and some Elliott wave forecasts and harmonic forecasts are going to be there over the weekend. So check back if it's not there right now. All right, going back to the euro. So the euro dollar looks like we can go higher into next year. We are obviously going to find some resistance, sometime soon. But I want to point out that the Aussie dollar is at the 38% retracement. Long term, when I say long term, I'm talking, over the, I think 2011 highs. Let me go over to that. 2011 highs, we're at the 38% retracement. Kiwi dollar, we had a big double top. So the other top was 2014. We're at the 50% retracement currently, right now, probing it. So we are at some pretty key resistance levels. If we break those, then we can see a further surge going into the end of the year. A couple currencies that are acting a little bit better is for dollars would be the dollar Canadian. It is actually divergent a little bit, but I still think that any squeeze higher towards 128.30, 128.50 probably is going to find some sellers, and you'll see that trend resume. Dollar Mexican peso has also been divergent. We had been expecting a move. If you use ForexAnalytix, and you can go into last week's analysis. Okay, you read about the dollar Mexican peso. We've been expecting a bounce from this 1980, 1970 level. We got it on Friday, but again, you can see where the dollar is divergent against some currencies. But if the dollar continues lower towards 88 or 89.50 or 88 in the dollar index, it's going to eventually drag down the dollar Canadian and the dollar Mexican peso near term, at least. So a couple things going into this next week. Next week, we have GDP out of the US on Tuesday. We have GDP on Wednesday out of Canada. So a couple things that might move the needle a little bit, but guys, I'm gonna just say this really quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. Okay. First of all, if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and if you saw this on Twitter, please give us a retweet. Or if you saw this on LinkedIn or on Facebook or whatever social media platform you see, please share it. We'd appreciate it, and I want to thank you for that. And especially those of you that consistently do. I notice everybody who retweets the tweet, and I really appreciate it. Anyway, okay, but that's not what I want to say. What I wanted to say is that it is going to be an illiquid environment for currencies going into this next week and probably the next 2 weeks. Okay. Christmas is actually on Friday. Christmas Eve is on Thursday. So Monday through Wednesday, you're going to start to see liquidity tail off. And then it's going to be really poor going into the next week, which would be into January 1st. You can see next week and then into January 1st, it's going to be poor liquidity. So don't get yourself into a lot of trouble. How do you avoid that? Take smaller positions. If you get stopped out, you know, keep your stops in reasonable areas. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. Try not to revenge trade. It's, you know, the trends could be explosive. They could grind. But there's not going to be a lot of, in my opinion, there's not going to be a lot of ways to exit. So let me explain to you what I mean by that. Okay. And I'm just going to draw this out really fast on a kind of a blank chart here. So currencies will probably be, you know, grinding lower or higher, right? Or they're going to be explosively moving, you know, lower or higher. But you're probably not going to see a lot of volatility like this, right? You're going to see, you know, a grinding cessation, you know, one direction or the other, or maybe an explosive move, but you're not going to see a lot of volatility. So that's why as a trader, you have to be a little bit more careful, because traders tend to expect volatility up and down. And I've seen the end of year markets really do one of two things. They grind higher or lower, or they start exploding higher or lower. And you don't know where especially if they start to explode, you just don't know where they're going to stop. So if you try to fade it and you get stopped out, pull, just realize that was a bad trade and move on and try not to revenge trade. Okay. And just please be careful. There's nothing worse than, you know, it's holiday week. You're trying to spend time with your family, and then you're in a really bad mood because you got yourself in a bad situation. You know, obviously you can land on the other side of that too and have a great holiday because you just made a truckload of money. But, you know, you're also at risk of doing the other thing too. So let's all have a safe and happy holiday weekend. Love your family, but be safe, especially with the more susceptible health-wise or the older folks. Please look out for those folks in your family or friends or loved ones. And I want to say happy holidays to everybody. My name is Blake Morrow, and I'm with ForexAnalytix. Thank you for supporting our community. For those of you that are not part of it, I look forward to the day that you are. So again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will talk to you soon.